promise to help each other, celebrate the joys of life, and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. You know what it is? Hey, Hamsolo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man. I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my pimpin' shit. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch. I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go.
Yo, what's cracking, everybody? Thank you for popping through for another edition of the gaming forecast out here. I'm still picking up my words right now. A little tired out here, but we out here working. I'm here kicking it with Pixel Bit G this evening. Good to be with you, brother. Thank you for having a moment and stepping on here with your boy to talk about some stuff going on in gaming. Few other things that's going on as well that we'll definitely need to dive into. But first and foremost, I mean, I want to go on ahead and rip off the Band-Aid and let's go on ahead and get right into it. But before we do that, I just out of curiosity, I'm wondering what you've been playing lately.
I've been playing a little bit of not Helldivers.
Uh-oh. We'll be on that here shortly. Shortly.
I've been doing some like Dave the Diver, playing the smaller game because I have not had a gang of time. I think I made up I played some of that new strategy game that just came out. What's the Crowns joint? What's that shit called? I gotta get the name of it, but that new strategy game that just came out on PC on beta, that's also on Game Pass. I started playing that, which was actually pretty nice. I put a good amount of time of that. And then I played a little bit of the Dragon Dogma 2 joint. But like I said, I haven't had a lot of time to jump into them. So, but mainly just those three. What about you?
I'm just going to say one game. I mean, I've been playing a few different games, but I'm just going to say one game, Fallout 4. I've been just playing like crazy on that. When I started, I only had a few days into the game because I played it back when I bought it in 2015. Yep. But I wasn't ever, and still to this day, I still wouldn't consider myself like a Bethesda stan. Like although I put a crazy amount of days in the Starfield, and as of now, I'm sitting at like 15 days or 10 days, like somewhere between 10 and 15 days in Fallout 4. Right? So I'm racking in some time, but I still wouldn't consider me like somebody that's knowledgeable about that stuff because I'm more or less playing it because like, first of all, I'm playing Starfield because like I was like, finally I can get into a Bethesda game from the jump. And not from 4 or like or some like 3rd or 4th edition of Elder Scrolls or something like that. I can just jump into an IP from the get-go, from the beginning. So I got into Starfield and getting into Starfield heavy. Once they announced that they're bringing Fallout 4 back, I started playing Fallout 4, and I realized then at that point I was like, man, these buttons are like all the same.
It's so similar, right?
Right. So it was easy for me then to, I mean, after putting the game down for 7-8 years, to then just pick up that game and understand what I'm doing, how to, move around, how to use the menus, how to fast travel, how to manage my weight and everything like that. All that stuff like followed through from Starfield.
Very similar systems. That's right.
Because I was backwards with it. Like I said, I'm not a Bethesda guy. So like me playing that and then coming back to Fallout, I was like, oh, okay. And I've just been smashing through Fallout and having a really good time. And I was playing Fallout 76 for a little while, but Fallout 4, I like it more. I just do.
Okay. I played 76 a little bit when it first came out, but yeah, I didn't really dive into it that much. But I heard since then it's gotten like a lot more just straight up more RPG and less MMO flavor to it. So you really can play it solo now. So at some point I may decide to jump back into it. But I never even beat a Fallout 4. I played the hell out of it. I got really far. But like I think I got caught up in the settlements, you know what I'm saying? I want to spend like hundreds of hours sitting in the settlements BSing and never actually beat the full game. But I love that game too. So
yeah,
I rock with Bethesda.
I beat 2 of the DLCs now, and I'm like over halfway through the main story. I just kind of been making the main story take a long time by doing DLCs around it.
Yep.
And like I feel like I'm way overpowered.
So you did the Nuka-Cola joint then?
I just finished the like Nuka-Cola trap thing.
Yep.
Like it's like almost, it's not a race, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it's like kind of a maze thing that you go through, and you have to like, and you end up fighting one person at the end, and there's a secret gun that you end up using to defeat them. So yeah, I got through that, but I'm not done with that DLC. I'm still just after that part where you become kind of the man. Nice. Right. So I still got a little ways to go in that one, but and I still got to do the far lake or far ocean or far something DLC.
I think that's like the swamp area or something like that, right?
I guess it's supposed to be a whole new different part of the map, kind of like Nuka-Cola one, which that surprised the hell out of me going into a totally different area, right?
Yeah, they went hard on them DLCs back then, man. They wasn't playing around. Like they were making full featured DLCs. They were not small add-ons,
Yeah,
a lot of game really kind of changes. Yeah, good story elements.
Makes me interested to see how Starfield's going to be because seeing that DLC on Fallout, and then the DLC for the DLCs for like Skyrim and stuff like that were extensive as well. Dude, I thought I beat the Skyrim game, and I found out that I just beat a DLC.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
Because I went versus another Dragonborn.
Okay, yeah.
So like,
go ahead.
Yeah. It was like me and like a friendly dragon versus him and his dragon, right? And I thought that this was the main game. I was like, all right, here I am. Let's get it. And I get my ass beat several times, but then kind of figure out how I'm supposed to go through the loop, and then I end up beating them. And I told somebody what I did. I was like, I think I just beat the game. And they're like, no, that was just the DLC. Like, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Like, that's a lot of game. It's just a lot of game.
Let me tell you something that some folks might find controversial. I still to this day feel like not Morrowind, the one before god damn it, the Elder Scrolls before this one, what was it called?
Oblivion.
That Oblivion's the best Elder Scrolls. It's the best in the series.
I've heard a lot of people
that
say
shit
that
right there. The DLC they had. Anybody who knows that Shale Gorath DLC, crazy. Like you meet the Eldritch Gods, and it's like the temples and everything in that game, like the way they had like so many different path lines and everything. That game to me is like peak Elder Scrolls. Like nothing that they did in the newest one to me was impressive compared to that one. Like that one really dug deep. So if you never played that, it actually looks good on back and pat. It's worth playing. Looks good on back and pat. It actually holds up over time. It is worth playing, and that's like a pure RPG, like real stat heavy. It's dope. It is massive, and they have massive DLCs, so you might want to check that out too.
I mean, I'm playing a lot of catch up with a lot of different things right now, and I mean, I'm playing catch up with stuff, but I still got new stuff that I need to play as well.
Same.
Yeah, Sante here just said just started on Hades 2 early access. Pretty addictive. Gotta put it down and go finish Zao, and I'm right there with him. On Wednesday, I'm gonna be.
I haven't even started Zao. I'm a fraud. I purchased it, didn't start it yet. I purchased it twice. And haven't started yet. Like I've been like overpressed with work, and I don't want to put my brain into too much. But I'm gonna try to get it in over the next 2 weeks.
Tripping. I'm telling you, it's a good game. I've been playing it now. It's been like every Wednesday, and I've been playing it on stream. And I just beat the like second big boss, and now I'm kind of on the third on part 3 of the game. I'm not sure how much longer I got. I don't think it's crazy amount. I don't think it's a crazy big game, but it's a lot of fun, and switching back and forth between Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
I don't know about any of that stuff yet.
No, Sun and Moon is.
I've heard about it though. That's like
his
power sets, right?
The game.
Yeah, it's his power sets. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm not
gonna ruin nothing for you.
Okay,
there's a lot to figure out.
Don't ever bore me, bro.
Nah. I'm all set. I'm pretty much done talking about that now. But let's see. The realist says Morrowind is. Are we supposed to finish the statement?
I guess he's saying Morrowind is peak Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
And you know what? So my memories of Morrowind was me. I got pretty high in it. It was hard as shit. Like that's a hard game, and I got pretty powerful. And then one day I decided I was going to test one of the guards. That didn't end well.
He said he got cooked.
Yeah, they slaughtered me, bro. It was dark. You know what I'm saying? And then that system kind of maintained memory. So then you couldn't go into town for like a while. Like you're murder on sight when they see you when you go into town. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of messed my game up, trying to mess with the guards. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So he might be on something. It needs a remake though. It's just hard to replay it now. But yo, shout out to anybody that beat Morrowind because that is also a massive ass game.
No doubt. Okay, Sunday came back and said Zao is beautiful. It's also short, 8 hours max, just sweaty towards the end. As I'd expect a game like that to be. I'd expect it to be kind of sweaty towards the end for sure. It really says pay that bounty. But let's go on ahead and get into it. So, like, without any further ado, we already mess around talking about these games that we've been playing as of lately, and we already know there's going to be a lot more games coming here soon. Hellblade, but
yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's go on ahead and get into it. The first thing I wanted to kind of bring to the attention today is, I mean, obviously this right here. This is the first thing that I want to get just going ahead, toss up and hit the home run right out the park. Going ahead and give our thoughts on it. But before I talk about what my personal opinions are towards it, I should definitely let you as the guest come through and speak your piece on it. So what you got to say about this whole, Sony, backtracking a little bit on what they said?
So, I mean, where do we start, right? Kind of the beginning of it, was my first tweet about it was, I'm not beat about this because I already lit my account because I had a PlayStation, right? So it's like, it wasn't a big deal to me, but I could see how people would be upset. And I was like, this is probably a dumb move, but let's see how it plays out, right? So if anybody that's familiar with Helldivers, you know that there's like a meta game inside of Helldivers. The way they run that game it has a meta game to it. So like the main guy is like kind of running it as a dungeon master, right? And events happen in the world, right? And it plays out in the universe. So the fans of that game are so creative that they started adding their own meta to shit, right? So you started getting all these crazy ass memes. So one of the best memes that I saw this weekend about this was when they started doing the review bombing, right? And they created they had it called the review bomb strategy. So a strategy is like a drop ability in the game,
right?
So they engaged the review bomb strategy, and it's like a meme with like red review bombs coming out of the sky. Hilarious, right? So once I saw that, I said, okay, Sony might be in fucking trouble. So it really wasn't. So while I am technically shocked that they said, okay, we're gonna reverse course on this, I'm not all that surprised that once the PC community started getting lit up, that they was gonna go hard because they petty as hell, right? And unlike the console community, especially Sony's console community, they got a spine, right? These dudes got a spine. So they will happily destroy your game. They don't care. There's a million games on PC, right? What's up, John? Right? So you know, it's just wild, like the timing of it. And I think like one of the things that really bugged me out this weekend was like when they cut access to the game to like 100-something countries. And I'm like, yo, who thought this was a good idea? So it just
talk about it.
Some comical lampoon nonsense where you basically got this amazing game and then y'all are literally going out of your way to destroy your own game. And for what? Right? Like literally for what? For information that you could get anyway. You could still count that data because Steam is going to provide it. It's an online game. So yeah, I don't understand the logic behind that move, you know what I'm saying? But it was funny watching that shit burn. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, it was mad funny watching it, and I'm gonna go on ahead and grab the baton from you.
Go ahead, do your thing, man. Do your thing,
and run with it. So, and I'm just gonna go on ahead and throw out this little PSA right here because you know, your boy Ham is I'm just a little tired of, I guess, trying to keep it PC all the time with people.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to just keep it, politically correct and super appropriate all the time. You know what? It's my fucking channel. Got kids, put them shits away. Because in my opinion, I'm finna go in a little bit, and I'm not sure if the language is exactly what they need to be hearing around this time of the evening. But Sony stepped in some shit. A big, heaping, hot pile shit. And just like I say about video games, where you need to let them shits come out. You need to let Stella Yams come out and stop doing the whole censoring and shit like that. Let them shits come out and just go on ahead and let people choose to buy it or not. If that's too much skin for you, don't buy it. If something bothers you about a game and you don't like it, you know what Cozy says all the time? I don't like real world killing. So you know what she does? She doesn't buy Call of Duty. Because it reminds her of just real soldiers killing each other. So she doesn't buy it. It's called standing on business. Don't go out and spend $60, $70. Go buy the ultimate $2 titty package with that comes with all the tassels and all that good shit. Don't buy that version. And then have the audacity to say, "Oh, you know what? I should have deserved more." If you thought you should have deserved more, then you shouldn't have bought it at all. They're not scamming you, but you're scamming yourself by just being okay with it. if you really don't like something, stand on business. Don't just kind of stand on it and then it just is what it is. Whatever. But as for this whole thing, I'm so used to hearing people just cry like bitches. Now, I just am. I'm so used to just listening to people just whine, bitch, and moan and just complain about what they're not getting and how they're not being paid attention to well enough or whatnot. So when Sony initially came out and said, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is the deal, I was like, I don't give a fuck about linking my PSN. I'm in America, though. Right,
fair.
So, like, we pretty much get whatever the fuck we want. Right? Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We pretty much don't have to wait. We don't usually get walled off from anything. We get pretty much whatever the fuck that we want.
Unless you're on Xbox. Go ahead.
But then I start to hear, and I actually said this last week on K Mega Show and whatnot. It's all good if you want everybody to sign this thing, if everybody has access to do it. Little did I know the access part was going to be a big deal. And now that it is a big deal, I'm like, welp, you fucked up. You fucked up big time. You stepped in the biggest pile of heap and shit that you possibly could. And you thought that you were going to be able to stand on business with it. And I thought it was crazy how long they stood on it. And from what I'm hearing currently right now, people are having issues getting into the game. Is that right?
I haven't even had a chance to check it out, so I'm not sure. But I wouldn't be surprised. Sony ain't the most prolific motherfuckers at dealing with servers and shit. So
let's show this bullshit right here.
This video was awesome, by the way.
This is fun. This part is great.
That was brilliant.
This part is great. And take note on what I said on the top.
That's a lot
of brown country. I went on ahead and said it.
We third class.
Nobody else wanted to, so I just was like, "Fuck it." Anybody else want to take notice on what's missing?
How did I miss this tweet, my guy? Like, what the hell?
Oops. I'm pretty sure my tweets and whatever.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure half my tweets would be blocked as well, right?
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty sure.
Shadow ban, right? It's a shadow ban.
The type of shit that I've been on lately, I'm pretty sure like Google and Twitter and YouTube is like, man, this man's a little wild right now. But fuck it. So this whole thing has been wild, and I brought you the man from the Good Old Show and the Maniacs just to let you know what countries are missing.
Brilliant.
So let's go ahead. I don't care if this part of the
get that strike play
monetized or whatever. Let's go. I do not care. I'm here to have a good time, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's get it started.
Haiti, Jamaica, Republic, Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Guyana, Belize, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Albania, Iraq, and Iran, there's Syria, Jordan, both Yemen, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, and Bhutan, Bangladesh, Mongolia, Philippine Islands, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad, and Liberia, Egypt, Benin, and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, and Mali, Sierra Leone, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, and Cayman, Mauritania, Monaco, Palestine, Fiji, Sudan.
I mean, goodness sakes,
Nice.
He just hung out. He was just kicking it in Africa.
Yo, he was
bro,
there for a
built
minute.
A house.
He was there for a minute.
I mean, just this whole area should just say censored.
For real, yo.
Censored by Sony.
Not y'all.
This whole area, maybe other than like South Africa.
South
The
Africa
whole
don't
rest
count
of the
though.
continent might as well just say censored by Sony. That's crazy.
It's absolute bananas. That somebody thought that was a good idea. It's crazy.
Oh man, like the whole thing to me now, like being Captain. What do they call that guy from South Park? Captain, the guy that always thinks of shit after the fact that shit happens. Whatever.
Obvious? No.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. But anyways, like just thinking about it, after the fact, it's just like Sony will, like I feel like we know what they were kind of trying to do, but who there said, "Yo, this is a great idea. Let's get as many people to buy it as possible, and then hurry up and tell everybody to sign up and just fucking shut the door."
Yep.
Knowing damn well, because now you just pretty much made a problem that maybe you didn't realize was as big of a problem as it really is.
Well, what made it a bigger problem is that when the lead of that development studio started talking, and it's like, oh, we knew that they was going to do this. This was always in the plan, and I'm like, that don't help your case, bro.
No,
right?
it doesn't help the case at all.
Yeah, it doesn't help your case. It's like, so you got all these countries who can't do a PSN account buying your game. With the future plan to cut them off? Like, how does that work, right? It just so the shit went from funny to sad, and it's just like, I don't know, right? It's just, yeah, the concepts behind this shit is just like, I don't know who getting fired because it just doesn't make no sense. And I'm like, in some of those countries, you can catch a lawsuit, right? I mean, you sold somebody something and then you basically took it away from them.
My whole thing is like, this revealed one massive hole to me. This revealed not just, hey, Sony, you can't just do this, but it also revealed that, hey, Sony, now how are you going to get access in all these in all these countries? Because now we're coming to realize you're talking about needing game sales and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, and we even have a brother that's on the podcast that's the second half of TSWS Gaming that cannot purchase games from Sony.
Yes,
I'm talking about Loke.
Yep.
Loke is he is other half of TSWS Gaming, and he cannot buy games from Sony. He can't.
Nope. He got to go through a bunch of hoops.
He got his card screwed with by trying to get God of War Ragnarok through a third-party site because Sony doesn't provide access to his country to be able to buy whatever game that he needs to. So he has to buy like Sony's currency, input that into his system, and then go buy said game. And that's only if he can get those cards from somewhere legit, which is what he tried to do the last time for Ragnarok. Didn't work. Ended up being a fraud website and whatnot, and his account got froze. So that is a real fucking issue for PlayStation gamers outside of, Sony-based or Sony headquartered countries or whatever. So, I mean, that's to me, that's just wild, but just a massive realization of you're not as spread out as you think you are.
It's a big problem.
And it also shows how stubborn that they are, in my opinion, because Loke also, he found out that he wasn't getting rewards through Windows, right? Windows or Xbox, right?
Right. Yep.
Because they're two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So he reached out to the person at Xbox or at Microsoft, right? They figured that out, updated the situation, and then got them rewards via Windows, but said that there is still some issues that need to be worked out to get Xbox going. We're looking into that, but that's not something that we could fix right away. So he got them on the ball alone. To look at the entire country, if not possibly the whole continent. It took how many people to be disgruntled for Sony to fix something as simple as access to a game? I mean, think about it.
Access to a game that they already had access
to get free money from Microsoft. Loke access something that allows you to get money from Microsoft just to give it back to them. Sony, the fans are just asking to play the game that they bought. And it took them over a weekend to lay off the gas pedal.
Yep, to back it up. Yep, that's crazy.
That's wild. That's stubborn.
Yeah, listen, that's what happens when you've had a decade of doing what you want to do. That's what the world looks like if there's no competition, right? That's what you get. A corporation a little bit out of control. Not afraid to say, you know what, I don't care. So we'll see what happens. So I'm surprised. It's a good thing that they decided to backtrack on this, right? But you make a great point, right? There is a long-term issue at play here. If you are trying to grow your base, you need to be able to service people in other countries. And that's for all platforms, right? We are in a global economy. We're all connected. Why are we still having these kind of problems? Like, it makes no sense. So, no Sony bashing on that one. It's just technology not catching up.
Well, I mean, like I said, it wasn't a big deal to me.
Yeah, because I've already, be in the U.S.
Exactly,
so
but
okay,
I mean, something to think about in the future for them is maybe clear up all of those areas, and there's a lot of them. But maybe clear up all those areas for access for PSN,
right? And
then maybe try to implement it in a game from the jump, and not after a game's already launched, after people's already, they already figured out what they're willing to sign up for, what they're willing to, sign the EULA for and whatnot. But like, you hit them partway through the game, and then tell them to do something that they're not sure if they can even do. I mean, that's you setting yourself up for failure with that one.
Absolutely. And that's not even counting for folks who just don't want to do it at all, right? So
yeah,
I
think some of them. I think the folks that don't have any real need to bitch about it, they should care. They should care, but they shouldn't be acting like the end of the world was like the bomb was aimed at their house. Like I feel like some people like to take somebody else's problem and create it as their own and blow it up way further than it really is. Like I'm gonna tell you firsthand, as an American, it didn't bother my American ass not one bit. But when I look over at my brother Loke and I'm like, yo, you can't hop in the game, then I'm like, yeah, I'll send my condolences for you to you. But I don't know. Like all I can say is, oh, that's bad. There's nothing I can do monetarily. There's nothing I can do. I mean, sure, what I could do, I guess I could refund the game, but I don't know what that would do.
Yeah, some people actually took it that route, right? They said, I'm just going to refund this goddamn game. But I'm not even sure if a refund is as effective as a bombing. I kind of think the bombing was ended up being effective, right? Because they are big on their scores, right, and the reputation of the company. So yeah, you attack the reputation, bro. They felt that quick. So, they felt that super quick.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I hear people saying in the chat, or I see people saying in the chat, and I've seen people say it on other shows and whatnot. It's the government, not Sony. Well, it kind of still is on Sony though, because they allowed said game to be purchased, so it's on them. And then on top of it, it's still like the agreement goes two ways. There's no way that the country was just like absolutely not. No, but Microsoft can come.
Yeah, look, I don't know what set it up, so I'm not gonna try to lay off blame from Sony. The way I look at it is simple. It's you knew at some point you planned to enable this, and you knew in those countries that you couldn't enable this, right? So there's there's
nasty work.
Yeah, that's nasty work, bro. Like you literally creating fraud, right? Because you know that you can't enable it in those countries. So why you didn't decide, well, we're gonna make it not mandatory. We would like you to do this, right? And maybe that's what it was. Because I know I did it when I signed up. I linked my account, but maybe they just realized, oh damn, not enough people are doing this, right? But it doesn't impact the game. So I don't know, man. I would love to know the thinking behind it and what caused it, right? He says, Arrow said that they were the ones that decided to disable it because they were having issues. Then they should not have released their game. Don't release your game then, right? I mean, if you can't get that feature out the door and it's not going to work in certain countries, don't release your game. Or better yet, don't sell your game in those countries. Doesn't that make sense, Anit? Like, you don't sell the game because at some point you're gonna have to take that game away from people. So what are they gonna do now? Right? What are they gonna do now? They can't enable it. They can't enable it going forward because the same issue is going to present itself. Right? It's beyond people saying I don't want to do it. It's about people who can't do it. I paid money. I gave you money for this game, and now you're gonna tell me. But how long has this game been out? Like 3 months? When did this game come out?
Helldivers?
Months? Yeah.
February?
Yeah. So like 3 months. So you're gonna tell me 3 months after I purchased your game and probably put money into it to get strategies and shit that I can't play your game? Come on, man. Use your sense. It don't make sense, right? So let's chill. Let's not do the excuses shit, right? Regardless of how it got to that point, they knew it was going to come to that point. So, it was wild, comical, but wild. Sony knows better. They should know better, right? They've been in the gaming industry for 30 damn years. They know better.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of with you on that part too. It's just like it's not a new thing that these countries didn't have access to it, right? Yeah. And it's not that customers haven't asked for more access in their region and stuff like that. I know Loke for sure has asked.
Absolutely.
He showed me receipts of him being like, yo, PlayStation doesn't even answer. They don't say shit. And now it caught up and bit him in the ass. So, I mean, sure it may be, the fault of, them not ever really being able to come to terms. But it's on them to, release a game on Steam and then say, hey, we're working on a PC launcher and we want everybody to be within our family. And then all of a sudden, now you figure out that those folks don't have access or something, or now it's a problem or something like that.
You make a good point, though, because they do want to get to a point where they can present a PC launcher. And absolutely. How's that going to work? Right? If you're going to have regions where you can't get access, right? At least in the Windows case, they still have Windows. There will be a way around some things. But if this is like you only can go through PSN, what do you do? How does that work, right? So they got some work to do, right? And at the very least, because they got this big blowback, maybe they say, okay, maybe we need to address this now and start building out these systems, working with whomever we need to work with in order to make sure that everyone has access to these games. It only benefits them, right? So.
To me, it's simpler than it may sound, and they'll really just have to go the same route that Xbox is currently going. Make your launcher, have the game available on your launcher, but then put it on Steam too.
Yeah, but they was trying to get the extension from Steam. That's where shit got left. KSI just said that it was Steam that was issuing refunds, and you know Sony ain't down with that refund shit, bro. So, Steam is the one that kicked them in the butt, got them focused.
But to me, that's the only really real way to go about it. Is like you're just gonna have to be separate from Steam altogether. Like you're not gonna be able to cross those paths. Like your Steam game is gonna be your Steam game, and your PC, your PlayStation game that syncs with your PC save is something completely different.
Well, if you think about it, isn't that what Microsoft did most of the time? Those games don't connect. They weren't connected.
That's what I'm saying right now. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, there's a few games that jump across, but very rarely.
I'm pretty sure if you buy Starfield on Steam, it won't allow you to get your Microsoft shit.
No, it doesn't. Separate save.
There you go.
Separate save. Even the save formats are different and everything. You do not log into Xbox if you buy the Steam version at all.
Done. But here's the issue for Sony is like, I feel like, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier, where I said I felt like they knew what they were doing, and it's because how else do you get them numbers to seem hot from the jump? Can't really do that if you can't tag something that's popping right now to it.
Well,
right?
that's the other
so
problem.
like, I mean, they're not going to be able to
players. This game,
they're not going to be able to show outstanding numbers when they show off this PC launcher, and all they got to show is what an online game that is Ghost of Tsushima. Might be good, but it ain't getting you numbers like that.
Yep.
It ain't making you look all flashy like Helldivers was.
Didn't they?
Right? That would have been for them. That would have been their perfect thing to launch the PlayStation PC launcher. But what I've been saying now for years is PlayStation showing? They're literally showing us how behind they are. Like every step of the way through this PC thing and through a lot of this generation, they've been behind on. You think about the subscription service. They in the middle of the generation, they put them together and said, you know what, here's this. Oh, wait. Forget that price.
That was only to hide the numbers. That was only to hide the numbers.
And then
what was it? PS Plus? What was it called before?
PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. And now it's PlayStation Plus.
Now failed, right? I mean, it failed. I mean, it failed.
And then we got the VR situation now, to where it's like, now that thing's kind of coming to PC, and it didn't seem like they were very prepared with their own games, at least, to say the least, about that. What was another thing? And then obviously, clearly the PC thing, but I mean, they're just kind of, PlayStation's a good, dope brand that I've played and had throughout a good chunk of my life.
30 years.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
I've had a PlayStation for 30 years at least, right? From day one.
Not ashamed of that whatsoever, right? So like, I've never seen them in a generation seem to like, sure, the PS3 generation, it seemed like maybe they were too far ahead and people couldn't catch up. to it, like the cell processor, all that good stuff. Like people didn't have enough time to really figure out what the hell was going on with this system, so they always just kind of rushed things out, and things didn't really look good. And sometimes games had to be fixed through updates and stuff like that to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen PlayStation have their console. In my opinion, the console's fine. Controller's great. The software, just fine. But this generation, they seem so distracted. Instead of just providing you what we come to get accustomed to from PlayStation, which is like a good console with just good games that come out left and right. And even if they step into a little bit of a hole, they can still find a good window and just keep dishing out great stuff. I mean, PS3 is a great is a great way to look at that. They stepped in some crap with the PS3, but then they figured it out and they got on a roll with it.
Yeah, towards the end of the generation,
sure.
Last 3 or 4 years.
It seems like the opposite with this, where it felt like they had a good idea going into the generation, but they wanted to be like Phonem over there. They wanted to be just like everybody else. Instead of sticking in their lane and just crushing what they do good, they're like, I want to do what they doing over there too.
But no, part of that is because they have been crushing it in their lane, right? They're producing games that are in their lane, but they realize that the lane is moved. So a lot of what you're seeing is a pivot because they realize the lane is moved. Like there's those type of games are too expensive to maintain, and they need to be able to get, like Helldivers is a perfect example. Not expensive to create, right? That was an expensive game to make, but the return on investment in that game is higher because people are engaged and people are going to stay engaged in that game. Can't say the same in a lot of the games they make. So while it's great to have that, the market is moving away from that style of game, and they know it. They just don't know how to move away from it, right? Not safely, because you're taking more risk, at least as far as they're concerned, right? They're so used to making that type of game, and it's like now you finally have a third party make a great game for you that isn't that type of game, and it's a hit. But then you're trying to like, oh, how do we monetize? How do we use those numbers, right? You know, it's stumbling, bro. But
speaking of games,
any company that's in the shift, right? But go ahead.
Speaking of games, since you brought that up, let me bring this list up on the screen. And here it is, another week of it showing, the PlayStation Store and the top 25 games on there. It may be a little small for some of you to be able to see. I'm not sure if I can enlarge it at all. Nope. So it is what it is. But I'll just go ahead and read you the top 25. Won't take me anything but a second. So number 1, Fortnite. Number 2, NBA 2K24. Number 3, Call of Duty. Number 4, EA Sports FC 24. Look at that. Number 5, Sea of Thieves. Number 6, MLB The Show. Number 7, Madden 24. Number 8, Stellar Blade. Number 9, Genshin Impact. Number 10, GTA 5. Number 12, Helldivers 2. 13, Roblox. Wait. 12. So 11 was Helldivers. I'm reading the wrong number yesterday versus today. So number 12 was Roblox. Number 13 was Fallout. Number 14, Warframe. 15, Apex Legends. 16, Rainbow Six Siege. 17, Destiny 2. 18, Fallout 76. 19, Minecraft. 20, WWE 2K24. 21, Top Spin 2K25, which that game looks pretty hot. 22, Rise of the Ronin. 23, Overwatch 2. 24, Smite 2. And 25, Elden Ring. Still standing strong in the top 25 after a few years of the game being out. congratulations to Elden Ring for being a single player game like that and still sticking around that strong. And one thing that I just want to point out is you see how all the blue games are Sony games?
Of course.
I'm gonna say this nice and clear. Can you hear me nice and clear?
I hear you nice and clear, sir.
I don't want to hear another motherfucker tell me that Destiny 2 is not PlayStation owned. Stop it.
Did somebody say that?
I'm just tired of people saying, "Oh, Destiny 2, they got purchased under the pretenses to be first party or third party." Shut the fuck up.
It says Sony there.
It says Sony Interactive Entertainment. They are as purchased as a Rare or anybody else. I don't give a fuck about what your pretenses are. They work for Sony. I get super tired of people saying, "Oh, don't bring up Marathon. They already said that was gonna go third party. Sea of Thieves came out of nowhere." Shut the fuck up. It's the same thing.
It is.
You publish something
because at the end of the day, you end up in the same place, right? That's all that matters, right? So it's just like people trying to pretend that Fallout isn't Microsoft. It's fucking Microsoft, bro. There's nothing you can do about it. It is. And it's going to be forever. It is. That's what it is. So,
it is what it is.
You're going to see those games move around, right? Because Sony want to make money. Everybody want to make money, man. The game is changing. We just need to figure it out.
All right. But anyways, to carry on, one thing I just wanted to point out in this I thought was wild, which I think you already kind of get the gist of it, is number 5. Number 5 that's just hanging out right there above not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but a lot of Sony published games.
Yeah.
And the only reason I point that out is because that game's supposed to be trash. Yeah. Xbox Game Pass fodder. But it's still in your top 5. I think that's wild. I mean, just throwing that out there.
Not as trash as people was claiming it was, I guess, huh?
Just throwing that out there. I mean, if we're going to say, you know what? It's fine if you want to say that you don't like it and you personally think it's trash. But to just call it trash and say, nobody likes that. That's an Xbox game. Nobody cares about Xbox games. Well, you'd be wrong.
Game came out in like 2015, 2017.
Yeah.
Still kicking. Can't say that about a lot of games.
Kicking, punching, and jumping. It's doing it all right now.
That is literally one of the oldest games on this list. Think about that.
Actually, is it not the? I mean, okay, Genshin
and Minecraft is still on there. Minecraft is old as hell.
Yeah,
but it's old. It's older than Genshin.
Around. And I know Warframe's been around for a hot minute.
Yeah, but Warframe is old. Warframe is like beginning of last gen.
Yeah, that was 2013. I believe it was either 2013 or early 2014 was Warframe. Oh wait, am I saying? Yeah, 2013. Yeah, because that was when the
yeah. It's like 2013.
Apex has been there for a hot minute. Siege has been around for a while. But yeah,
it's an old game.
And it's been out for a while, but it's just surprising to see Sea of Thieves just hanging out there, especially over Stellar Blade. That's supposed to be like the new hot thing, right? I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh, it's because of the censorship." Nah. The people that really wanted that game bought that game.
Absolutely, and they probably purchased it twice.
And some people purchased it and downloaded it and then went offline.
I'm just saying.
They got all the functions they want.
They got some playtime on there that's not listed on PSN.
So what you got to say about this whole top 25 list? You got anything?
I'm it's interesting. I'm impressed that Microsoft once again has more games on this list than Sony does. 6-5. Kind of wild. 6-5. That's unexpected. That just tells you, the new era you're in, right? Where you got all these Microsoft IPs sitting on this list, and then when you're looking at the Sony IPs, you don't see a lot of first party games, right? Rise of Ronin is Team Ninja, not a Sony studio. Destiny 2, Sony studio. Helldivers 2 is Arrow has third party, right? Publishing. Yeah, it's a publishing deal. Stellar Blade, publishing deal. MLB, okay, so MLB that's the other,
but Pixel Insomniac said a while ago that if a game's published by a first party, then it is a first party. Which, you know what? That's fine. Let's go on ahead.
Listen, I'm happy to take that. That's fine.
Let's go on ahead and just go with that.
5-6 then. Okay.
Yeah, it's still
it don't change the box on your PlayStation.
That's
awesome.
That's nuts. You would have never thought.
You would have never thought, but it's good to see that PlayStation gamers are playing games, and they're doing something that I'm not used to. Is more than just sport games. There's some mix in here, right? It's a lot of sport games though, but there's some good mix in here. It's good.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that Smite 2 is like. I don't really care to play it.
I'm not a fan of those kind of games. Yeah, But also another thing to look at is the prices of the games that are hot on these lists, right? Got a couple of $60 on there, but you got a couple of really like the free to plays and those cheap games, standing around because people don't want to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah, you see those $70 games ain't really hanging out that
they're
much
not popular like that. That's another great
the only $70 games that you can see on here are the ones that people feel like they can
Call of Duties, like the people, the games people can't live without, right? Yeah, NBA 2K, those are big ones.
Stellar Blades there, but I'm surprised it's not higher. Maybe not higher than Call of Duty because I can get that. I mean, I can. Like if
it should be higher than
Madden,
though, right?
Doesn't surpass Call of Duty. I'm not saying, hey,
I'm not surprised.
Look at Microsoft because it's just like Call of Duty is gonna Call of Duty.
That's right.
It's just it is what it is. But to see it under FC and Sea of Thieves, that's pretty.
Madden, it's kind of wild.
I'm not that surprised about Madden.
Really? That is
I mean, Madden's one of those games that
But yeah,
I hate to see it that it's that high, but it is
baked in 40-year-old audience and shit.
That means that they're not going to improve the next one. So thanks.
No need to. That's why I stopped buying it 5 years ago. I'm good.
But all right, Drawn TJ said it much earlier. I forgot to say it. He had a $2 super chat that just says, "What's up, guys? Sony is stupid. Don't mess with PC." Yeah, PC is clearly on that demon time right now, so don't fuck with them.
Yeah, unless you want that work, you better leave that. Leave the space alone. Don't go around there playing around being cute.
Definitely don't try to con nobody over on PC.
Nope.
I'll fuck around and con you right back.
Okay.
But anyways,
go ahead.
Second to last topic that we're gonna bring here is we're gonna sit here and listen to Brother Bari going ahead and speak his piece about how he's kind of been feeling about PlayStation as of lately. This isn't me dissing on Jay Bari or Persona or any of those guys over there. I'm not dissing. I'm just listening to what they have to say and then telling you what the fuck I think from it. So let's go on ahead and go over there and see what they got to say. I am not in charge of what Pixelbit says. So if he has something wild he wants to say, that's on him.
What?
But but I'm just gonna go on ahead and play this, and then I'm gonna let Pixel speak his piece, and I'll go in on it. But it's almost 4 minutes long, so go ahead and get your popcorn. Make sure your soft drink is good and set and ready to go, and get to sipping. Let's go ahead and do this.
What pisses me off, and I'm gonna speak from the heart right here, man. What pisses me off about this whole thing is that look how quick PlayStation responded to a community of gamers that's not even their bulk. I'm talking the entirety, not just Helldivers itself. You know what I mean? PC is just an extra funding thing that they want to do. This is not their primary source of income. And just something so, we'll put our game on there a year, 3 years, 4 years. We'll have live service games day and date. You have a whole other platform that would have complaints, that would have feedback, and you don't listen to them at all. Maybe we need to react and respond just like the PC gamers. Maybe we need to go on the PlayStation Store on PS5 and downvote or 1-star Helldivers 2. Maybe we need to flood PlayStation support and request refunds. Maybe we need to go to the Discords and say outlandish shit to the representatives that have the game for them to listen to what console gamers are saying. Huh? Because like I said, for years, I've been saying they need to drop that requirement for PlayStation Plus when it comes to the console side of things, when it comes to these multiplayer games. Due to the fact that now you are putting your game on another platform that doesn't have any of those requirements, why is it there on the console side? Remove it. PlayStation Plus is already another benefit where you have other things than multiplayer that people hopefully will subscribe to it because they want to reap those benefits, like the games for the month that you raise the price for. Huh? You raise the price so you can get quote unquote better games for the service. Why are we still getting charged to play multiplayer games, especially your multiplayer games?
Is Sony made it clear that they are going to...
All right, before we go into MBG's part, because I didn't even know that MBG had a part in this. But what did you kind of think of that part that Jay Barry said? Did you feel like he had some credibility to what he was saying? Did you feel like he was mad for no reason? Like, just where were your thoughts on that from hearing it from, a PlayStation general himself?
Zealot. So here's the thing, right? If they had that energy a decade ago, I feel you. Because when I was a relatively strong PlayStation fan and they were raising prices on shit, and like one of my favorite things is packaging DLC as standalone. I can't stand that practice. I think it's nonsense. And I said it was nonsense back then. And people said, no, it's a game onto itself. Like, what are you talking about? It's worth the extra money. It's still fucking DLC though, just repackaged, right? So you have a company with over a decade of their main base, like you said, that's their base, right? This is extra money of your main base being quiet, not pushing back on nonsense, not pushing back on $10 upgrades, not pushing back when they said the PS4 wasn't going to have backward compat with the PS3. I lost my mind on that. I own a PS3 fat day one, right? Whatever the cost of that was, because I wanted back compat. When they dropped back compat, I was done with Sony. Like, y'all can't be serious, right? But the fans didn't say nothing. They was like, oh, whatever, it's okay. So, yeah, don't be mad that PC gamers don't get down like that. Don't be mad that they're not down to just be like, oh, we good. No, you do something slick, they're going to do something slick back. That's how they move. If PlayStation gamers moved like that 10 years ago, price hikes wouldn't have happened like this. You wouldn't be paying $10 for BS upgrades. And trust me, when the Pro come out, you're going to pay $10 for a BS upgrade again. I'm not.
Don't do that.
It's happening.
Don't do that. See, I personally don't think that's
put money on it.
I've thought of that being
money.
It's a possibility, in my opinion. I don't think that's gonna happen because that's
money
just,
on it.
That's just
they did it twice.
Wild.
They
bro.
did it twice. They did it twice.
That's
they did
too
it.
much.
They did it with the PS4 Pro, and they did it with the PS5 for minor updates. Don't come on, dude. That's what they do, but nobody pushes back. Even if people don't buy it, they don't push back. You got people and who are complaining today. I'll pay $100 for a Sony game to play the same game you played on PS4.
Oh, I remember that.
So,
I remember that. Like
here's the thing. I can't forget shit like that. So
that shit. You're right. You can't forget that stuff because it's just
everybody. It's so crazy. It's crazy, right? But here's the thing. I love the energy that he got right there, but channel that for everything. Every time you get hit with a number that don't make sense, say it don't make sense. Let Sony know, because if you don't, they're gonna just do you where they do you. The only reason why Sony got the push that they decided to cave now is because, like KSI said, y'all getting review bombed to hell and they refunding your game. You got to pay for that, right? You got to pay for that refund. The community don't do that. They don't band together. They don't say something. Every now and again, something will happen, and they'll finally chime in. But it got to be consistent. They know it's not consistent. So, that sounds good, but you got to be consistent the next time they come with some dumb shit. And it's coming. You know it's coming. That Pro's coming out this year, right?
That's what a lot of people think.
If it hasn't even
been announced, so
if it comes out,
that's
fine. I'll give you that. No, I'll give you that. Fair, I'll give you that. But what we're hearing is that upgrades are ad hoc, right? They're one-off. They're not like they're not full back and pat where it's just like, oh, we're gonna auto upgrade for you, right? So somebody needs to do some code to upgrade shit. If that is true, then it's not free to do. You're not getting a free upgrade, right? Unless the game got unlocked frames and unlocked everything, they're gonna charge you. So I'm waiting for that.
Mo said it's gonna happen.
I know it's gonna happen. So when it does,
they said $80 PS5 Pro
absolutely.
Game. Y'all are crazy.
You already know what's going down. So here's the thing. Keep these videos.
But Pixel, they're supposed to be lowering the price and making the game shorter, remember?
No. They're lowering the game and then charging you for a smaller game. But you want the full game is $150, my guy. You gotta pay 3 times. Spider-Man 3. You gotta pay 3 times. Right? The roadmap said you gotta pay 3 times.
That's wild.
Did we forget that part?
Come on, man.
Am I lying?
I'm just saying
lying? I'm only going by the stats. I'm only going by what I see.
You ain't got to bring that messy stuff up.
But it's there though. So here's the thing. And look, when cats saw that, they should have lost their mind. Ain't no way I'm paying 3 times. But they're gonna do it. So look, it's great. I love it. I love the energy. I wish they had more of it. Right? I know I'm not paying for that. That's all I know. I'm not paying for it. But you got to be consistent across the board. The entire community has to say something when they overcharge for shit. When case out there, at any rate, my 4090 game shit cost me $200 per game. Yo, my dude, I'm playing an ultra wide. I should probably, if it was Sony, I'll be paying for that extra resolution. You playing 5140 by 1440? We don't support that. You got to pay double. You got to see extra real estate. We got to make the screen bigger now.
You just made me find another hole a little bit. This is possible, right? Like this is possibly a hole. It's also possibly a nothing burger. Okay,
sure. What's up?
And what I'm saying is, what you're talking about is having, these upgrades for the Pro version, right? A $10 upgrade to have the Pro version. But the PC game gets to have all those bells and whistles without there being an S and X type of version, Pro version of things. And one thing that you're not going to be telling PC players is that 4K option is behind a paywall.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to tell PC gamers, yo, that texture pack, that 4K texture pack, $10,
or the DualSense.
You want? Oh, that's right.
DualSense
They were
features.
charging people to get access to DualSense. Listen, as a programmer, I can tell you this: Rumble is Rumble, and if your controller handles Rumble a little differently, great, right? Speakers versus motors, great. But the code to get that to run, I bet you ain't different. I bet you it's not different. The only thing different would be the level of intensity for the control. That's it. The coding can't be that much different. It's still Rumble. You just swap it out. But they charged y'all for that. And nobody said nothing. Oh, it's great. It's the best controller ever. I can breathe into it. I can blow on it. Come on, son. I'm just saying, bro. Like I said, I hear them. It sounds great. Keep that same energy, though. Because y'all going to get tested y'all might get tested again this year. If I don't see that uproar, listen, you got to take the L forever then. Because after that, because if y'all don't stand up, the next time they try something slick on PC and PC blow it out, don't act up. Don't say nothing crazy. PC gamers don't play that game. You do.
Yeah, and so based off of what Barry just got done saying, I hear him loud and clear, and I'm not mad at what he's trying to get across. But you kind of took the words right out of my mouth, Pixel. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a little too late on some of these things to complain about. Like paying to play online, that was like PS3 generation. PS4
and yo, to keep it a buck, PS3 when it first came out didn't have the payment for online.
That's what I mean.
So when they switched it and said, "Oh, we doing it so you can have better service," they didn't trip. If they did at that time,
there was a little bit of tripping, but there wasn't.
Not the kind of, not like this. Like,
no,
not like this, where it was a unified fist. Like, bro, nah. The media didn't do it. Like, you gotta have everybody behind it at the same time. Like when Xbox tried to raise the price of gold, it was the gold, right? Yeah. They tried to raise the price of gold to force people into Game Pass.
$120 a year,
and the community lost their entire mind. That didn't hold. They got the smoke they deserved. They don't do the same. You got to do it consistently. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it consistently. But again, you 2 decades late now. 2 decades late. It's a monster.
There was that back then for playing online. The more recent things are like cloud saves. You're paying for those.
I lost mine because I stopped paying.
Right. So like you're still having to deal with that. If you lose or if you stop paying for that service, you could lose all the progress that you had if you didn't save it to your drive. Yep. Which that's a bummer. That's a big bummer.
That's wild.
Right there. Let's see what else. I mean, obviously, like the $10 upgrades that you were talking about. The smart delivery issues and stuff like that were a big deal. Not being able to have your save from the PS4 version over, like some of these some of these things.
Yeah, quality of life stuff.
Quality of life issues have been a detriment to you for quite some time. And now that you see somebody else get mad, stand up for what they believe is right, whether you are happy with what they're saying or not, when you were like, you know what, that's just the way Sony does it. I like Sony. We're good with Sony. I'm happy to pay the $10 upgrade. You can't be mad that the next class came through and somebody in that class stood up and said, nah. And the rest of the class got up and said, yeah, nah, we ain't doing that either. And you know what? Like, you guys already, took your letter grade. And your class is over. This class is in session right now. And they said, you know what? We're not dealing with that. We don't like it. And we don't want no part of it. and they made Sony walk it back, you can't be mad that you didn't stand up when you had the opportunity to do so. So like, I like what he was saying with what he thinks that maybe they should do in the future, because he did talk about a little bit of saying, you know what, maybe we should,
they should have been no maybe
Helldivers and all this stuff. And it's like, it's a little too late for that, but maybe on the next game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on the next console generation or something, when you see something, maybe this will remind you of, hey, they were loud, we can be loud too.
Yep.
And don't try to jump in on somebody else's bandwagon, because you're gonna get looked right past, because they're too busy dealing with this situation that they're not gonna add your little, like maybe it's not little, but in their eyes it's gonna be like, we're not listening to this little shit right now, right? But when the next thing arises, and let's say the PlayStation 5 Pro does come out and they say $10 upgrade for textures and further DualSense features or something like that.
Now you want that lock
would be
60?
your open moment to stand on business. That would be like it's fresh. You're not bringing up nothing from the past. You're just talking about right now. This specifically right now is a problem.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
And stand on it. Like, as for like the other side, for Xbox or whatnot, personally, I think if they are like going in the direction of all games are now going to Sony or something like that, I think we should stand on business about stuff like that. Like, hey, I get a couple games. I get multiplayer games, but we can't be day one and like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. If you want to wait until the well's dry, me personally, I don't care. There's gonna be other people like Risk It for the Biscuit that trip out and stuff like that, which that's his prerogative. Stand on business, right? But as for me, it's like, I just don't want to see it to where it's like so close in proximity to where it's like this launched on December 25th and here it is January 1st and they got the game too. Like, I think that's weird to me.
Yeah, I think
if they want to wait until, December of the next year and have it be like a year exclusive, and this is the reason you need to get an Xbox so you don't have to wait that year or something like that. Me personally, I don't see a problem with that. I know a lot of people within the community do, but that's something that I would be against, is them dropping simultaneous on both platforms when it's a single player known Xbox IP.
If they do that, I think, a lot of us already have the on-ramp. We already have the on-ramp in motion. So here's the beginning of the on-ramp right here. There's a beginning of your on-ramp. It's not coming out clear there, right? That's the beginning of your on-ramp. So if they continue to make moves that devalue the console, then guess what? I won't buy your shit. I buy 4 Xboxes every gen and have since the original 20 years. No less than 4 Xboxes every gen. But I'm happy to not buy an Xbox and play your games elsewhere if you don't give me a reason to play it there. Problem solved, right? Microsoft can lose all, and that means losing all the third-party money, right? Like, we are the OGs of whales, right? We buy lots of games, third-party games on the platforms that we prefer to play on. So for me, I've already been moving my stuff to Steam, which means every time a new game comes out that could have been purchased on Xbox, that you could have got 30% on, you get 0, because I'm not buying it on your platform. I can't risk that. I don't know what you're doing with yourself. So, yeah, I mean, if they continue to make that risk, they're going to have big problems. Can't stop the Halo, Gears, and Forza? Yeah. Nah, don't keep the Trinity, right? If you keep the Trinity, then you put yourself back to 2013, and I'm still not buying your console. Like, not for me. You know, it'll be a secondary for my kids, but it won't be my primary play place. At least not in my living room. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the Trinity ain't enough, right? The Trinity is what got you here, right? People said you got no games because all you have is the Trinity. So, all these purchases and all that stuff, like they got to have a game plan that's better than what they're doing right now, right? And I personally, I don't want to see a 1 year release, but if that is what they're gonna do, that but for their own games, fine. But I may just decide to not buy my third parties on them. So that's the thing too. They need to figure out what they're gonna do in the future with their console if there's concern that there may or may not be a console in the future. So Xbox got their problems too. Like anybody listening, it's not like nobody's just saying like, oh, we just getting on PlayStation. I just think it's comical, but don't get it twisted. The same way, I don't like the shit that Sony does with like not providing dual entitlement for games. I'm not buying your shit twice. I'm not paying you twice for the same game. Never happening. Not doing it. So, if they don't want to create dual entitlement, I won't buy your PlayStation. I'll just wait for PC. I'm patient. There's lots of games. But if Microsoft don't want to value their console, unless you make it something that's so ridiculously crazy that I gotta have it, you might want to think about it. Because if all those games are already coming on PC, I got lots of PCs I can play it. I just need something that I can plug to a TV that the kids can play too. So, gotta think about it. And yes, Raichi and Cozy, Viva Pinata is that jam.
I will
play those games. They're amazing.
I will continue to go on record saying until Xbox stops making hardware, I'm
down with it. I hear you.
I'm rocking with them, but like,
look, they might get me for one. They're not gonna get me for 4. They're not gonna get me for like, yeah, I'm gonna put these in every spare room on every spare TV.
Sure,
I'm not gonna get that love. You're not gonna get that love. You know what I'm saying? So.
I can totally understand that, and I'd probably be right there with you. It'd probably just be like my one, and it'd be like my traveling console.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get like, okay, we get like 2 of them, then whatever, right? But you're not gonna get all that support. You're not gonna get me buying all the games there. Not gonna get that. So
all right, well, let's finish this. We got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left of this clip, so let's go.
Yep, go ahead.
Listen. Which is I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but they communicated the message. We will listen when you guys throw a tantrum on the PC, marketplace. When you guys get angry and you lose it, we will listen and we will reverse our decisions. So I just can't help but sit here and think, well, Sony, if you're willing to do that for PC players, again, people who do not care about your platform or your console, people who actively decide not to buy your products unless you bring it to them, you're willing to bend your own rules that you made for them because you can't deal with the heat. It makes me think, you know what? Maybe I should do the same thing. Maybe we should do the same thing. Why should they get special treatment when they are actively not supporting you in the way that we are?
A lot of people ask why. Why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Man, J-Rock a fool. But MBG is kind of saying the same sentiment that Jay Barry said, in my opinion, with a little less.
But listen, when a PC player buys your PlayStation game, they're a PlayStation gamer for that moment.
Yes, talk about it.
Sound stupid saying that. It's like, listen, I purchased that game on PC. That's why I have Helldivers, because I wanted ultra wide. So I got it on PC. That means I'm a PlayStation gamer for that moment, for that game, right? So them bending their rules is them trying to explain to you that they want more money. I agree, they should buck up, but he's a perfect example of somebody who was never bucking up. for any other thing, making excuses all the time. So, and he's more mad that PC that they back down for PC. But I said it online. I'm gonna say it again here. It's because they got a spine. Stop being a fucking jellyfish. It's not complicated. Show a spine. If the company sees that you got a spine, they'll react. But y'all ain't had spine in over a decade. Grow one out. Get some spines on the back of some shit. I don't know. Do something. But just talking ain't gonna change them. Like I said, watch. Save the video though. Because the next test is coming. You know it's coming. And it's not far away. Sony got some smoke for them. Don't worry about it. It's coming. I want to see if they get that same energy next time though.
And then we'll end it with this one. Jesse B says the problem is that him and other PS players don't push back. They defend this stuff and wonder why they neglect and ignore console players. And it's to the T exactly that. It's like you were fine with you were so busy. You were like let's keep it a buck. You were so busy. You were so busy telling Xbox fans how privileged you are to spend extra money and jump through extra hoops for PlayStation that you forgot that you had a pile of customers somewhere else that are not anything like you.
Yep.
And so when you go to serve those people, they're used to a type of service. And when you're not giving them that type of service, they're going to complain. It's that simple. You're asking them to do something that they're not privy of doing. And not only that, you're asking them to do that after the game already launched.
Yep.
After a ton of people already had the opportunity to give this a try, they're just like, well, I literally cannot sign up for this. like there's nothing that it's not that I don't want to, like I can't. so it's insane that I feel like it's a little insane, especially on MBG's side, that he's like, oh, they shouldn't have bent the knee. They should have like stood there, like thinking Sony had ground to stand on. They didn't have any ground to stand on. They fucked up. Just call it what it is. They thought that they could give a bunch of people an onboarding, welcome, what do they call it in school? Like a syllabus. And then they thought they could give all these people a brand new syllabus and tell them to sign it real quick. And everybody was like, yo, no, I can't. I literally can't. This right here says in the state of California. you know
right?
what I'm saying? Like it's
cannot, will not. You know what I'm saying?
It's that type of verbiage. And if you can't do it, what are you going to do with that $40 game? You're either going to return it or you're going to complain. And a lot of people chose to complain because they want to play that game. They like it.
Exactly.
So I don't think it's why are you ignoring us, Sony, and why did you give them all the love in TLC? It's not that. It's that they got caught lacking. And they ended up having to pay the piper. That's just what it was. If they did that same thing with MLB The Show for Xbox, and for whatever reason, in certain regions on Xbox, Loke, for instance, trying to play MLB The Show, but he has to sign into some PlayStation account thing, and he can't do it, well, that's a problem. And they have to fix it, or else their sell is null and void.
They don't even give Sony smoke for the fact that MLB is on Game Pass and never on PS Plus. They don't give Sony smoke for shit like their first party games go to PS Plus and then leave. Like what the? Like they leave. You know what I'm saying? Like where's the smoke for that? Like they're providing you a service, asking you to pay money for it, but not giving you benefits for it. So it starts there, man. Start there. Don't be a pay pig. That's real.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go on ahead and hit the last topic before we get up out of here.
Yes,
The last topic I wanted to talk about, which I'll bring it up on the screen right here, is of course the thing that all of us gamers have been talking about that has nothing to do with games.
Yeah.
Which is the rap battle that's been going on as of lately. And first, before we dive into what we think, who we thought won, yada yada, I think that this is kind of an interesting thing to kind of consider when thinking that this is going to continue. Let's have a listen.
All great. Who said food for thought? And this is like what you're saying, Syph, but different.
Yeah.
He said food for thought. Don't be shocked if this beef ended with Drake's last drop. Not because he lost, which in my opinion he did, but
Wait, who's saying my opinion? You're still quoting the football player?
yes,
Okay.
I'm still quoting this legendary football player. He
Yeah.
said, but his corporate partners, Nike, NFL, NHL, are all probably getting nervous about the
Yes.
perception of the things
Yes.
being said and that they could stick and be bad for their images.
$1
The allegations being made,
million%.
these allegations can transcend his fan base.
That's who wrote that. That's incredible, and you're not gonna tell me, but bro,
I'll put it this way though: he's an
People-
older legend. He's an '80s star. He's not a he's not someone who of his age I thought would be interested in this beef, but he was.
people have gotten dropped for less accusations,
Oh,
far
facts.
less. For
Far less.
maybe a rumor coming down the pipeline, these corporations will drop your ass. So
Right.
Nike and all the shit Drake's a part of, they were like, I mean, I don't even think they have to say it. I think Drake's team's smart enough to go, we're about to fuck with the money.
All right. So with that being said, and all of the stuff that you heard in the past weekend, what are your thoughts when it kind of goes around this whole beef and whatnot? Like, first I'll ask you, who won in your opinion and why?
I would say just based on the tracks, like I think Kendrick won based on the tracks, right? Like, so I don't follow either of these two dudes' careers, right? They're not from my generation. But I've heard some of their songs, right? And like just hearing these songs, like how they was hitting back and forth, you know, I think Kendrick had the better joints. You know, and that's all it takes for me. Like that shit bump. You know, if people crip walk into your jam, you won. That's just kind of where I put it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the the disses that was in there was crazy. You know, and the funny thing is I don't know where the beef started. Because I just been hearing like a bunch of rap beefs going around lately, and you know, Chris Brown giving Quavo the smoke and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So just on that's like all ancillary to me because, like I said, I don't really listen to this generation of music, but I thought he won. You know, so since then, like I've been hearing a few different takes on the last track that Drake did, and I haven't heard it yet because I haven't had time to listen to it. But I heard one take was it like, yo, sound like he quit, right? On the last track. I think something 6 or something like that. And then I hear this take, which is an interesting take. You know, maybe there's money involved, right? K. Advocate, bro, Jesus Christ. Get him out of here. Get him the fuck out of here.
I had to come and represent Pixel.
But you know, this is an interesting take. But from my heart, you know, as you know, just growing up in the rap game, this is some sucker shit to me. It sounds like people trying to make excuses for shit. If he took an L, he took an L. We don't need to know why. I don't need to know that this Scientology behind the shit and all that. If you take an L, you take an L. That's it. You know? And I think he outbumped you. That's it. There don't need to be no more to it than that. Other people can disagree because I think this. I'm having conversations with dudes on a lot like, oh, they can't prove the accusations. They got to prove it. I'm like, yo, who proved that Biggie had that Pac had messed with Biggie's wife? Who proved that? Who put the affidavits out for that one? Right? Who proved that Jerry Heller was screwing over Ice what's his name? Easy
Ice Cube and
who proved that? Right? When LL Cool J was calling MC Hammer his old gym teacher on Break of Dawn, was somebody going back and saying, yo, he was never a gym teacher? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, battle rap is about being funny. Part of it is about being funny and being controversial, right? And the stuff that makes people say, oh, that's what it's about. That's what a rap battle is about. He had more ooze. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm real simple with it. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's from, growing up in rap and being in rap at a time in my life and shit like that. Like, that's how battle rap go, B. You know what I'm saying? You don't need lawyers to tell you that the shit is real or not, bro. If it's fly and it caught you off guard and the crowd went with it, you got to take the hit. It is what it is. So it was a good time this weekend. I ain't gonna lie, man. I have fun. I have fun listening to them go at each other.
I would ask Umbra who he thought,
but I mean, it's pretty clear.
Like
Yeah,
So I'll just move on to myself.
What? You're not gonna ask me?
There ain't nothing to ask. There ain't nothing to ask him. He's an advocate.
Let the fix get his bars in, man. Let the fix get his bars in, son. Don't do it like that.
You ain't gonna let me advocate for Drake?
No, I'm definitely gonna let you advocate, but I'm not gonna ask you who you thought won.
All right, there you go. There you go.
I'm not gonna waste my time with that. All right. So who I thought won was Kendrick, and I think it's a lot closer than what a lot of people are saying it was or whatnot.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, they both had duds. I don't care what you say.
A couple of those tracks did not say
they both had duds, in my opinion. I thought Drake's last song was a dud.
Absolute
because
trash.
The way that he went at it, partially in the song, it was like he was trying to give himself a stim pack.
Yeah, he's defensive. You can't win a battle with being defensive.
A little too much defense, and there was some transitional moments where I was just like, yo, the song is hot, but you didn't transition it properly, and now it just sounds weird. Now it sounds awkward. Like there was that part where he's like, mama, no, mama, or something like that. And I was just like, what the fuck is he talking about?
So what he was doing there, he's like, mama, I, and he was trying to reference Kendrick's mother, I.
Sure. It wasn't performed very well.
Not only was it not performed well, he got it completely wrong because he tried to make it as if that was Kendrick that was assaulted, but that was a song about Kendrick speaking from his mother's perspective. So he just messed it all the way up. And then look at the optics of it. You're being accused of a PDF file, and your resort is, well, you were touched by a PDF file. What sense did that make to say? It's like, oh, well, I'll use this angle. This is why you're saying it about me. It was so dumb. It was like, brother, just make a good track. I don't know why he thought to do that.
Yeah, so that song was a little weird to me just because I thought the cadence was a little weird in some areas and he was trying to explain himself a little too much, and it's just like, okay. But then again, on Kendrick's side, what I thought was mad boring from him was a song that everybody absolutely loved, but I thought it stunk, was Meet the Grams.
Yeah, I thought that was whack too. I was impressed.
Stunk.
It was so.
I was like, man, I was like, am I listening to Kendrick Lamar or am I listening to a fucking social worker right now? like this dude sounds like the most frustrated social worker that just can't seem to get this child out of this predicament. Like that's what he sounded like in that. And I know he went low on some of them, and some of the disses were pretty strong and whatnot. And I can tell you that in that song, he raised a lot of eyebrows because that's when he mentioned the whole pedophilia thing and like the daughter thing and whatnot. And I kind of see why some people want some receipts, especially for the daughter thing, because the daughter thing's like, or I mean, really for both of them, because pedophile thing ain't good either. But but the daughter thing is it's definitely kind of weird because I think if there isn't a receipt for the daughter thing, it's like, okay, whatever. That was just a miss. But then if the pedo thing or something like that isn't real either, then to me, the whole track is a miss. And I understand where you're like, oh, we didn't have to prove this or that, or we didn't have to prove Faith, or we didn't have to prove, MC Hammer and whatnot. Those weren't things that were going to get you sent to prison.
That's true. It's the scale of the accusation. That's where we at with it, though.
Even a pedophile, to me, will make me like delete all the music that I have of you.
Yeah, I don't think there's no coming back.
Hold up. Let me just. You got any R. Kelly songs?
No. I do not.
Oh, okay.
I don't own any R. Kelly albums anymore.
All right. I'm just
You must be used to me spending.
I ain't gonna say none of the tracks are hot.
And all that sweet wine and dining.
I just don't feel the same way. I don't feel the same way when I hear my mind's telling me no.
It's not now. It means something else now, right?
Yeah. It means something else now for sure.
Yeah,
don't listen to your mind, Gilly. Don't.
Yup.
Your body needs to back
up.
My
body's telling me, yeah, okay.
Feeling on your booty.
That ain't good.
You know that was so funny about Kales is that he's making a serious R&B song, but then he'll say something like that. Booty. It's like, how do you throw that into that? It was so bizarre. Chicago's on, by the way. I hate to claim him, but it is what it is.
Y'all terrible.
Musical legend, but a sick individual. I think we can agree there.
Absolutely. But just to get back to my point.
I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
Just to get back to my point, like I said, I think Kendrick won, and he won, in my opinion, for some of the things that Pixel Bit said. And I was talking to K Mega earlier about the exact same thing. I was like, he won because he got the biggest shock out of everybody. He got the shock value on it. Like the shock value from Drake was he's trying to compete and everyone's against him. That was the shock value from Drake. But then it was like, what are you going to do with that energy? It's like the industry against you right now. How are you going to manifest that? He came out with he came out with that first joint, the Fight Back, and I was like, yo, this is lit.
Oh, the push-ups, right?
Yeah, the push-ups when I was like, yo, this is lit.
Push-ups was tight.
This is real dope. And then as it progressed, it just kind of got a little bit worse and worse. And I'm just like, damn, like I mean, it just is what it is. You're still a great rapper and whatnot, but at the same time, I'm just like, God damn. And here's where I'm gonna cut myself off, and I'm gonna ask you, Umbra, to speak on your experience through the whole beef thing.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were saying one more thing. I'm sorry. So this is my thing. I think everything you said is right. Where it got muddy is when they really, really took it personal. Now, K-Dot does have some things he can point to for Drake being possibly, a little PDF file, right? There is evidence out there. Like, there was a video that was posted in the chat earlier, and I watched it actually before I saw that in the chat. And it's this video on YouTube, and it details a lot of these relationships, if you will. I'm using that loosely to be respectful. Situationships that Drake has had with, teenage girls, and you could see that it looked like grooming. Right now, I can't say he is that thing, but he's done questionable things. So Kendrick does have a leg to stand on when he says that. What he had no leg to stand on was the daughter thing. It was like, okay, where did that come from? Like, when I heard it, I was like, whoa. And I'm thinking there's going to be some proof coming from that. Now, we didn't see anything, That's not to say it can't happen, because this has happened to Drake before.
Right.
And he did deny it before. I don't got a kid. Then all of a sudden, oh, here's my kid. So I say all that to say when it got muddy is when it stopped being a little more fun to me. Right. And
yes, I agree 100%.
Like when Kendrick threatened that not threatened, but he said that he wanted him to die and meet the Grams. It was like, like that song. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was dreary. Like when you listen to it, it's like, oh man, this is taking a toll on my soul a little bit. Listening to this, like when I heard it, I felt like, did I do something wrong to you too, Kendrick? You ain't coming after me, are you? Because he read down everybody. He read down the son, Adonis. He read down his mother, his father, and then he used some words I never even heard in rap battles and such and beefs. He's like, you raised a horrible person. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Like he does not like this dude, right? And they have not liked each other since what? 2017, something like that. Like they haven't liked each other for a long time. Actually, longer.
Yeah,
than
it
that.
was pretty much after the God, it was right before that mixtape, but he had, but the CD that he had where it was like the blue sky,
yeah,
whatnot.
That's when he did Control. When he did the Control verse
or something like that.
That was on that, and when Kendrick did that Control verse with Big Sean's song, and he basically trashed everybody else. Not trashed them, but talk the shit like MCs do. I'm the best. I'm better than blah blah blah. You know how they do. It's part of hip hop. It is what it is. And they, from what reports are saying, and listen to others in the know, they said Drake felt the way about that. So like they fell out because of that initially, and it kept happening. So K-Dot eventually found out that Drake had ghostwriters. Now K-Dot is a student of the game, so he takes it very seriously. So once he started hearing that, he started shouting it out like at concerts. Like, I heard you got that ghostwriter, something. He started saying stuff like that, right? Little subliminals, and it picked up from there. And then eventually we heard it from Meek Mill, who was sacrificed by Drake, who pointed out that Drake had ghostwriters. That's when we all found out, and the curtain was lifted off, right? See, and for those who might not know, and I know you fellas know, and yeah, sure, there might be a case where you say, well, everybody helps write for not everybody.
No.
But it's widespread. It's widespread.
It's widespread now, but I'm from the no biting generation.
See, you understand.
Right from your ass, then you whack.
That's right.
That's
facts.
If you get caught with a ghostwriter, it's over for your career.
It's over. It's like Milli Vanilli.
Exactly.
See, Pixel understands. So from the old school perspective of hip hop, how it used to be seen, I still look at it still that way now. If you are having ghostwriters writing, I'm not going to not going to lose. Yeah, you're
just not an MC.
You're just not an MC like that. I'm not going to put you in the greatest. Like people like, oh, Drake, blah blah blah. Bro, Drake is a great artist. Drake is not a great MC to me, and so that's the difference, right? So I think Kendrick.
I disagree with that though, because even Kanye uses Drake to write some of his lyrics.
No, like see, Drake can make catchy
We're not going to take away Kanye's greatness.
See, Kanye not even a rap.
He's not a great MC either. He's a producer.
No, he's a producer, right?
He could write. He's dope. He's a performer. He say some shit. But there's like, if you grew up in the rap game, like, and come from like the era of battle rap, there's a respect to being an MC and to writing your own shit, right? If I sing your song, I'm singing your song, B. You produce your own tracks. That's what made the best, right? You don't got Rakim with fucking ghostwriters, B. You don't got Pac with ghostwriters.
Not gonna happen.
Jay write ghost shit for other people. You don't got him with ghostwriters. Like a real MC writes his own shit. So and there's levels of that, right? Because there's some dudes that could just spit off the top of their head.
Yeah,
which is a rare thing.
Very rare.
Versus people who write, which Pac was a writer, right? As Biggie was more of a off the top of the head kind of dude. So I mean, the game has changed, and I don't try to, I don't disrespect how shit is now, but y'all, look, man.
No, you hit it all
in
the
head.
head.
If you got caught with either biting somebody's style, right? If you sounded like somebody, it was a rap for you. Like you could not be a duplicate of somebody else's style. That would not work.
It's only
You had
one
to be
person I
unique.
saw that kind of flipped that.
so-
There's only one person I heard Pixel that kind of flipped that, and that was Jay-Z. When Nas said, "You took my style, blah blah blah," he's like, "Yeah, I stole your style. You was using it wrong." I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah.
Like,
But-
you can do it, but you have to be at the top of the top of the game.
But
at that
Jay
point.
Z
You see what I mean?
was a student of Jazzo, so
Sure,
his
no doubt.
style was more from that style than
It
Nas'
was.
style.
It
It
was
was a
speedy.
good diss line from him, but yeah,
Yeah.
he was doing the speed rap and all that shit back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Better
But-
learn jazz over relax that never heard of me. Worldwide originator say word of me.
Exactly.
Population
you know what I'm
holla
saying?
certainly. Right.
Whereas Nas sound like AZ, which is
He
his
did.
man. You know
And
what I'm
I love
saying?
AZ.
They had a
was the
similar
shit.
style.
Yeah,
AZ
AZ
is
is
true.
yeah.
A real
Yo, that is
MC.
my favorite album.
Like, oh, come on. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, like,
But to get back on
is what it
track,
is. I'm sorry, go ahead.
but you say you hit it all on the head, and that was needed to say because the way I look at it, especially when it comes to disses, if you're in the beef, there is no other people helping you, and I think Drake had people helping him. That's the problem I had with him. When you heard that last track, the Heart Part 6, which he stole from Kendrick, obviously, which I hope Kendrick, when he makes Part 6, he utterly destroys it. That you could tell Drake did itself. You could hear it because you could tell like it was very it lacked a lot of cleverness. It lacked a lot of polish. You could tell he had to just put it out there, and it was like he was defensive, and that's what you were saying. Because how do you come back from being called that? Right? You're right.
Right,
You're in a tough position. You're in a no-win situation, and that's the only thing I agree with. Where I agree where the accusations of that. And like, oh, wife beater, and its child is not yours, it's your manager. That's when it was like, okay, like, come on, y'all. But again, rap battle, this is how it works. They say the most heinous stuff. Pac said he would kill Biggie and all those other people. He said that and hit him up. Like,
yeah,
hit him up to me is still the roughest diss of all time to me, because I believed every word he said. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was just saying that. Even when he says he slept with Faith, I do believe it. We don't have any proof, but I do believe it. You feel me? So it's about believability.
Yeah, I don't know that if that will ever match No Vaseline, but I'll, go ahead.
No Vaseline is a classic.
I'm glad
I
y'all
wouldn't.
set it off. Used to be
Okay.
hard, now you just wet and soft. Come on, son.
right.
I don't know, B. I don't know.
About to get in your no Vaseline bag. Pause.
Okay.
But no, I feel you. But that is a classic too. I would put that in probably top 3. You know what I mean? Probably top 5, I'd say. Because this thing here with this battle here, I'll say this for Drake and Kendrick. This is probably the best. Not even probably. This is the best hip hop beef we've had
in a
in
long
decades.
time.
No doubt. I would
Yep.
say it's the biggest, and I hate to say it like that, but it is the biggest of all time now because of how big hip hop has gotten from what it used to be. When Pac and Biggie, that was the biggest for a long, long time. And Jay, that was the biggest for a long time, him and Nas. But this hip hop has expanded so much that this is worldwide. You got people that don't know anything about hip hop that finally tuned in this weekend and seeing what was going on, like, oh, giving their thoughts, so, and people who've never listened to any of these artists. So I want to say, give a thank you to both of these gentlemen for just kind of, for just, turn up hip hop. You know what I mean? This is what is missing for me, real MC skills right here. Now, again, the Drake, I think he's a great artist. I still think he had help with all those other records. Personally,
and that's where I have to pause you on that one.
I'm just saying.
Like, I feel like just because that whole instance came out that he had the like ghostwriters there and whatnot, that now no matter what you hear from him, if it's good, you're just gonna say it's ghost written. But everybody forgets how Drake got to where he is. Like, yo, comeback season.
Oh, he got some great albums.
Like So Far Gone.
He got some great albums.
I'll
never hate on
the
him.
albums that he had.
Yeah, he got some great albums.
Prior to becoming who he is now today.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
still like great.
I'm not gonna say that. Oh, the last song he must have did himself because it lacked cleverness. It's like
that's what it felt like. I'm telling you.
Have we never listened to any of the past Drake before he got like popping and famous and whatnot? Because bro was insanely clever in his rhymes.
And I think another thing. I'll add this. I think he was tired too.
Just the introduction to come back was nasty.
But you could argue he was hungrier then. Right here, he's at the top of his game. He's at the top. He's the tip top of hip hop. And I would say this too. He was tired. Like he's trying to go on vacation. Kendrick is like, nope. Come right back here. We got some things to finish over here. See, now this is the thing. He can't be like, he tried to throw this in there too in that record, which made it also sound so defeatist. All right, well, you're gonna make a few more records. I'm tired of this, and I'm gonna go blah blah blah. Go ahead. I don't even want to battle you anymore. Of course you don't. Because he had been verbally chewing on you, and I wouldn't want to battle him anymore either. So, but he tried to use that when you were the one who called him out. You can't be like, where you at? Drop, and all that. And then when he drops, because they thought Kendrick was just gonna like not respond.
He was gonna do a J. Cole to it, huh?
Right. They thought he was probably gonna like not say nothing, because that's kind of Kendrick's MO. He'll say something real quick and then dip off. Not this time. not this time. Yeah, he's like, oh no.
This time he wanted to smoke. Yeah,
I'm invested. He did. They dropped like that. Then Drake was like, all right, came back with push-ups, which was admittedly good, right? Just not as good as like that, but I don't really consider those competitive. I consider push-ups compared to like Euphoria, because like that is kind of is setting the stage for me. Then you
it was a feature.
Right, it was a feature. It wasn't even a
the whole
full
song.
Exactly. So I just think that is a warning, like, hey, we can have this battle. And Drake was like, all right. But what I will give Drake credit to, ghostwriters or not, is that Drake has stood 10 toes down no matter who has challenged him every single time. So I got to give him respect on that alone. That's a true MC. He's battle tested. Like that part of him is the true part of him that's true hip hop, right? Where he does not run away from somebody challenging him. And he's beaten some people. So I'll give him that respect. And he did do a good job overall in this battle. But it's like when they took it to that next level, there's just no coming back from that. Now, after you get accused of that. And again, and once people started really looking into it and seeing like videos of him like kissing that girl and stuff, it's like, how do you come back? There's no coming back. It's done. And then I'll say something too. Kendrick did something that we would have expected Drake to do, which is drop a club type hit, a dancey dance, a little number that Not Like Us is spectacular. I love that song. Had me trip walking over here in Chicago.
Yeah. I mean,
man,
that's a hot song.
It's hard. Yeah,
it's hard, man.
Yeah.
They not like us. And he put the little California to Cali, twang
Cali twang on it.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and then he's like, when he hit that, I'm gonna send it up to Pac. I was like, oh, I'm up in here dancing around. I'm doing like, I'm getting hyphy as they call it in Cali. I'm like, like that's the thing I thought that Drake was going to bring to the table, and he kind of did with push-ups. And I would say even Family Matters, which was his best song in the whole disc. 3 switches on it. Dancey number on the first one at least. He's drop anyway. I mean, that was clever. It was clever on that, and it was dope. And it was
big bad Mo's correcting you, B.
What'd he say?
The Bay is hyphy. That ain't the West Coast.
Okay, yeah, the Bay is specifically, but it is the West. It's on the West Coast, Big Bad Mo. I mean, I'm technically right. He's like, no, be specific. All right, Mo, I'm right. All right, brother. I don't want no smoke. Me and Mo, next thing you know, me and Mo gonna be battling next week. Weekend for hip hop. No, but it was a spectacular battle. It kept us all glued to, like, Kendrick was popping and dropping these releases so fast. If you turned away, you might have missed something. So I was like, I had to stay tuned. I went to go play.
Yeah, the rumor was he had like 9 of them. He had 9 of them just lined up.
That's what I heard. That's what I'm hearing. And he had more. He said it actually, and Not Like Us. He said, how many more do I have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. I'm like, okay, this dude has 10 tracks ready. He's saying, like, he was invested, and he really did not like this dude, and he said it. I mean, that bar reference, which was hilarious, that he used the MX line. He was like, what did he say? I hate the way you look. I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk. Like, I hate the way you dress. Now that was from DMX, but he flipped it for that purpose. My thing I'll say is this, is that outside of barring up Drake, because I think Kendrick had the stronger bars, I think he was more clever. He had more double entendres. If you really listen to Euphoria, he had a ton of them in there, like a ton. Even 616 in LA, spectacular use of these samples with Al Green on there. Oh, loved it. But what I would say that he really, really did is that he captured the moments. And you listen to his songs, he had a lot of quotables that Drake didn't have necessarily outside of push-ups, because that drop him, give him 50, that was a quotable, right? Drop him, give him 50, you know. But then Drake didn't really have anything to use for Kendrick. That's why he kept going back to Ross and all these other people, which I think kind of hurt him. But then again, you're going against so many other people, right? So he was in a rock between a rock and a hard place.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But all that said, I do believe Kendrick won is, if we can, I think he won it regardless, but I do wish that it didn't get as nasty as it got. I would say that.
Yeah, I mean, and see, here's something that I don't want to start to see as like a trend in battles is where somebody just goes for the most disgusting thing, and that's how they win. Like, I mean, that's the only thing that kind of turned me a little like sideways to it, because when there's a moment in the Drake song where he was just like, I thought it was gonna be about rap or something like that, and it ended up being about, you know, something that, you know, that can't really be proven, or something that's just like a wild conspiracy or something like that. But what's to say the next like rap battle that goes off? So let's say, like, I don't know, T.I. goes versus 50 Cent or something like that.
I was gonna say Ludacris, but they already had that.
Or yeah, Ludacris or something like that. And Ludacris, you know, everybody is already probably going to be on, you know, Ludacris's end, because dude's a dope lyricist and you can't deny that.
He is.
But like, if he shouts out like, you know, something about like, oh, use a human trafficker, like, how the fuck you come back from that?
I think Luda's too nice to say that.
Hold on a second. Have you guys never seen like rap battles? Like
I have.
These garage level rap battles.
I don't remember hearing too many of them.
They say crazy shit.
They say
like,
some of the most offensive stuff.
It'd be offensive as fuck. I mean, that's part of
I'll be sitting there looking like, I don't know how people sit there and take it. I'd be
and
like,
not fight, right?
I'm like, we got to squabble. Yeah, you know, we got to squabble now. Yeah, they say all types of stuff.
I'd never, like, even a rap battle, I don't care how much respect you got for the craft, I ain't getting called a pedophile.
Yeah, that's what
I mean. That's when it's just like we're not talking anymore. We gotta meet.
Yeah. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if I was Drake right now, I would just be like, "Yo, who do I need? Who do I need to call to be before the Jake Paul Tyson fight? Because I'm finna whoop this dude's ass in front of everybody." Ain't nobody gonna call me no goddamn pedophile.
Nah, I feel you.
No. That is when it's just like, that's that moment of the of hockey where it's just like, gloves are off.
Yep, that's it.
And I'm gonna start beating your head.
Yeah. You know,
like
this, it's no coming back. There's no coming back from
rapping. We're done talking. There's no more to talk about here.
No more rappy rap. But you know, the thing I would say is this: is that
it's a rap.
Yeah, it's a rap. And Drake got baited into this because Kendrick wanted this smoke. Like, he wanted this battle. And when he said, hey, we can keep it light, he told Drake that we can keep it light. He said it on Euphoria. Let's keep it light, because I don't know, basically I don't want to do all that. But Drake went and started using his wife's name. That's when he was like, all right, all gloves off.
Let me just read this to y'all real quick, right? So Wyclef Jean is from Brooklyn like me, right? And he grew up in battle rap, which I did as well. So he's saying, this is from him, his Twitter post. In true Drake versus Kendrick, in true form of battle rap, anything goes. The key is to be ready when what's called a rebuttal, which means you get to respond back to every diss track as it comes out. You get to put facts to any lies that you feel your opponent has cast on you, right? There's no rules to this shit, B. So, but I do feel you that, like, yeah, he took it too far, and maybe that should have been Kendrick's Drake's response, like, yo, I'll put hands and feet on you.
Yeah.
You talking crazy? I'll put hands and feet on you.
That would have been my response.
But that would have been my response. Yeah, real quick. Like, yeah, be on site now. You know what I mean? And it just gets gutted from there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I just thought,
I would have preferred that approach versus him like,
nah,
I never did these things. Nuh-uh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that ain't it. Yeah, that ain't it.
it.
That ain't it. Yeah.
There is no coming back from pedophile though. That's
nope.
That's pretty much it. But I mean, you can try to fight that, and hey, I would say to fight it because I know damn sure I would be fighting it. I'd be fighting it all the way until it's literally a fight.
Yeah.
There is no more pass and go here. You got to see me.
Yeah. Do not pass go. Not collect $200.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he should have his track here. Maybe got one more in the chamber. I don't know. I hope not, because for his sake, I think he should let it go. Because like that clip you played before, this is possibly going to reverberate and hit him on the pockets side of things, especially if they start looking up them videos and people start like, oh, wait a minute, what's this he did with this girl? It's not going to look good for him as far as the sponsors go. And if it costs money on top of you calling me a pedophile, we gotta squabble. Like it ain't no talking, right? He should have said that in his track. It should have been, it should have been a denial also, but aggressive, saying when I see you, it's gonna be this. Maybe that would have been it. But
but look, he ain't trying to write. If you're gonna write that check, you got to cash it. So maybe he didn't want to go down that route, right? Because things get dark. This is still a West Coast dude.
You better fucking type that into the GPS and find it. You better go down that route, homie. Like, nah, man, there ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way that I'm letting that slide. Like you can win the rap beef. I'm finna beat your ass. Like it is over.
It's some real childish shit. I feel you. I ain't mad at you.
I'm sorry. Like this guy.
We need to get this IRL.
For real.
Paper. You fucking with my name, like in the sense of the most disrespectful way. Like you already know you ain't gonna like me ever again. Let's just fucking get it done.
Yeah, he's insulted your manhood and on the lowest of levels, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're being accused of a real heinous thing. But the thing is, Drake hasn't done himself any favors because again, there are a bunch of pieces of evidence that hurt him that people can say, well, you're saying that, but there is this video. Well, you're saying that, but then there is Millie. And by the way, why did Drake mention Millie, what's her name, Brown, the girl from Stranger Things? Why did he mention her in the track when Kendrick never mentioned her name? It's like, dude, you told on yourself. Why would you even say that? It was so stupid. It made it look so much worse when I heard that. I'm like, brother, he didn't say her name. You did. He just threw her in there. And if I was her, I'm like, why you throw him? Don't say nothing about me. I would have told her. I would have said that if I'm this girl being brought up in something like this and it's scandalous, right? It's just a bad look. But like you said, there's no coming back from that. At that point, if I made a track, it's going to be angry. It's going to sound closer to meet the Grahams if I'm making a track, and it's going to be immediate smoke that has to come after that. Can't just be, oh, I'm tired. Go ahead, make you some more tracks. Nah, that's not the message I would. If I made a track at all, it definitely wouldn't have been defeated sounding like that. It would have been angry. It would have been more hit 'em up style. Like that's how he should have jumped out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
the hit 'em up style would have been crazy. Mm-hmm. Especially use the West Coast style against.
That would have been smart.
Yeah. He should have come aggressive. I think aggressively deny that, and aggressively attack and say what you would do. That's what you do. Talk your shit. That's what I would have done. Like, you 5'7" midget, I'm gonna stomp you out when I blah blah blah. All time. He should have been talking like Pac on that track. That's what he should have been doing. He needed that beat was even lackadaisical. The beat was like, I can't even tell you how the beat goes. It was such a non-factor. That's how whack it was to me. The beat was whack. His delivery at points he had a couple of bars.
Oh yeah, he definitely had some bars in it, but then it got spaced out with the transition. And it's
and then he started talking. It was like, okay, no, I don't want to hear you talk. And then he tried to use the one when he was like, oh, he tried to flip the A minor thing, and he's like, oh, B sharp. There is no.
I thought that was dope.
It's no B sharp though.
I thought that whole like A minor and the B sharp. I thought that was actually pretty dope.
It possibly could have been, but there is no such, musical theory is a B sharp. It's really a C. So it defeated, like, anybody who really knows music. Now, we don't know music like that, right? I don't know how to read notes as well, but I do know that because I'm in a band. So there is no B sharp. So when he said it, it's like, what are you talking about? and you could tell that it got to him because that's why he tried to flip the A minor thing. You know what I mean?
Now that A minor was
mean. It was mean. It was super ugly. Like, how do you come from that?
When I said it to my wife, she didn't catch it. I'm like, he said A minor. She's like, oh. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And what was so clever about him doing that, Kendrick, when he did it, was he was flipping the Dave Free that Kendrick did.
Yeah.
That Drake did on Family Matters. He said Dave Free. And then he said A minor. I was like, oh. Oh, he got you.
Yeah, that's that O right there. That's what battle rap is, man. That's
exactly what it is.
That response. Oh, that's the response.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The Kendrick had so many moments like that you can call back to where he said some punchline that you were like, oh, Drake didn't really have that in comparison to me.
Yeah. So,
great battle. Great battle. Hip hop needed this.
Yeah.
Hip hop needed this.
It definitely was a boost to the culture. You know what I'm saying? Feelings is hurt and shit, and the feds might have to show up, but yeah, it was good.
Hell, Kendrick told him the feds might show up at his spot, didn't he?
Oh man. Yeah. Man.
I really don't know, like, because like as I said, that's something that somebody should go to prison for.
Right. No,
I don't know how you like fuck coming back from rap. Like, I don't know, how do you explain that or like take care of that? I don't know. Like, it's especially if there's any sort of like evidence or something like that.
Validity behind
you gotta explain yourself for like the rest of your life. Like that's something. That's definitely something. But as I was saying earlier, I just like that's like I said, Kendrick won, but I definitely don't want it to
it's not a blowout. Yeah.
I don't want it to be a trend.
Yeah.
For like I said, Ludacris T.I. battle come out and Ludacris call him a fucking like children trafficker or something like that. And then it's like, well, the beef's over now because you can't come back from being a fucking child trafficker.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to just be pure talent. I understand that, I understand that all things are off the table or whatnot, but I don't know, man. Things that people
is like, but damn, son.
Things that people need to be locked up for the rest of their life. That's
what is very clear in this conversation that if Ham grew up in the fucking 80s, he was putting hands and feet on niggas for battle rapping.
Ain't nobody now.
Yeah, he everything's like, yo, I would knock your head off. And the beat dropped, the beat stopped, everything. Like, damn, son. I ain't mad at you, bro.
Hey, man, I've heard a lot of battle rap. I ain't never heard nobody get called a pedophile.
Hey,
I'm
Pixel.
sorry.
I can see Hamsolo walking down the street now after somebody said it and the beat just kick in. Dun 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 dun. His soundtrack will be, I ain't no joke.
All right.
I used to let the mic smoke. He's gonna just gonna hear Rakim rapping. Right.
Oh, man. Yes, sir. Yo.
On his way to cave in somebody's head.
Oh man.
Hey man, I might have to go grab that Springfield, dog.
Oh damn, we going to the KSGs on this shit, son.
I might have to get the Springfield out.
Full rounds for you off of this one. All right.
Your new initial is gonna be ACP.
Oh man.
Anyways, it's been a good time. Thanks for joining us, Umbra, during the last little bit. of course, thank you so much, Pixel Bit, for coming through, kicking it and whatnot.
Anytime, man. Anytime, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely have to hit you back up sometime soon to get back on another show and whatnot. And Umbra, you know what it is, bro. Like I've been enjoying having some time to kick back and chill with you, bro, and have some of these podcasts with you. So hopefully I can make it happen. Come through over on your channel as well. I'd definitely love to.
Absolutely
over there.
Absolutely. Got to get you brothers back on there sometime soon.
Definitely. No doubt. Before we get out of here, though, go on ahead and let everybody know where they can find you. You go first, Umbra.
Yeah, thanks again for having me here, brother. And Pixel, you know it's always a delight to talk with you guys. Some might say a rapper's delight, and I'm sorry. You all can.
I said a hip. Huh? The bang bang boogie, the upchuck, the boogie. Come on, son. You know I know.
But yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, X Infinite Umbra or Umbra Infinite. You'll find me either way. Tuesdays, which is tomorrow, of course, on Boom's Xbox Factor at 12 o'clock Eastern. Thursdays, my show, The Fix, with myself and Daniel J. McGee. That's Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern. Thursdays is crowded, man. It's getting tough. But
yeah, I know, man. It makes me not even want to do a damn thing on Thursday. To be honest, I'd be logging on, seeing everybody like you on fucking Mooch is on Thursdays now, and Pong is or Mav is on Thursday. Like everybody and their mama is on.
Everybody,
Thursday. And I'm just like, man, like
it's tough.
Like I'm still gonna be doing it, but God,
I ain't leaving no slots open for nobody.
Damn. Yeah, it's tough. But yeah,
that's
of
fine.
course,
Once these that's fine. Once these consoles and things get to where they going, people gonna jump ship. People not gonna know what to talk about no more.
Yeah, they're gonna find them on Mooch podcast. I was gonna say Fridays, of course, the Infinite podcast. Myself, hosted by Risk It for the Biscuit, myself, and Dante Spriggan, as you all might see him on Twitter, and that blue number, and sometimes Garuda Intruder you'll see on there as well. And that's on Fridays at 8 o'clock Eastern, rather. So yeah, thank you guys again, chat family. Thank you all for holding us down as you do. See you guys later.
All right, Pixel Bit again. Thanks, brother, for showing up, being here. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you, bro.
I am not all over the place like these motherfuckers, but I am every now and again. I'll show up on some channels. I see my man KF Sante repping the Gray Bears. Hashtag Gray Bears. Be the boys. Be in the house. My boy from J Mac right there. Like I said, every now and again I'll show up on like Gamers Circle or Web Dave Show or Red Tree, and every now and again here and with my boy Loke as well. So you can catch me on X, usually slandering some fool under Pixelated G, but don't at me, all right, unless I send for you. All right. So that's what's up. As always, man, I appreciate being called to come up on here, man. We had a really good time, man. This was really funny tonight. So let's do it again sometime soon, man.
No doubt. And you guys know where you can catch me here, TSWS Gaming. Make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, go on ahead and do so. I'll be back tomorrow with Loke for the lowdown. Me and him are going to talk about whatever the fuck he has listed out to talk about for the day. Usually it's something weird because that's Loke, and that's why I love doing the show on Tuesday with him, because it's usually nothing about what we talked about on Monday. Although I can already tell you, he's going to want to talk about Kendrick and Drake and whatnot. So I can guarantee you that's going to be part of the conversation tomorrow, but everything else, I don't really know. But anyways, thanks everybody for stopping through, whether it was on Twitter or YouTube itself. I appreciate all you guys for doing what you do, coming through and supporting your boy. But this is your man, Hamsolo 05 Gaming from TSWS signing out, letting you know as usual to keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.